Just think of it on a scale. Agnes on the one extreme and Damien on the other extreme.
And everybody else in the middle. Yeah, this is, have you heard Damien read this?
Don't matter what they do.
This
I'm not going to last much more yesterday.
different flavors. And we're really glad to see if he and Rebecca were here.
Jay pointed out that you work tonight, Jay.
And they did poetry. They started a poetry series.
Yeah. As long as break time.
All right, guys, we're gonna get started here. Anyone who wants to try to find a seat in here, come on in.
Thanks for being
How you doing? Leah?
Got a few chairs here if anyone
Come on in.
wants to sit down. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I have to say, at least for me, this is the largest audience we've had here since the pandemic. It's so nice to see all of you. Some of you I know, some folks Damien brought in. But we have 4 readers for you tonight. They're all from New Jersey. That's why I've called this event the New Jersey Poetry Invasion. They are Damien Rucci, who previously resided here in Belle. Rebecca Weber, who was also here in Belle. My friend Tohm, and my other friend Moreski. I almost said Moreski, not to say like I didn't want to say like we're friends, man. All right. And these guys, they've been traveling. How long you guys been on the highway?
Since Friday.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But no, this is the last stop on their tour before they go back to New Jersey. They've had to put a lot of gas in their tank. They have these little books in a suitcase out front. They're $5. If you can do it, pick one up off of these guys before the evening is done. And that is the extent of my capitalism. All right, the first reader I'm going to have come up for you tonight, as I've already stated, is a good friend of mine. And he is the author of a number of collections which I own, but I'm terrible with titles sometimes. But he recently released a book called Confined Spaces on 2 Key Customs. He's just a fucking sweet guy, and he's, you put up with Charles Joseph, you're a great fucking guy, man. So, I fucking love you.
Love you too, man.
All right, Moreski, come on.
Yeah!
I'm always fucking losing it, don't
It's
worry.
all good, bro. It's all good. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
So I'm gonna get this thing kicked off. So the first poem I'm gonna read tonight, I'm actually gonna retire it after tonight. I've been reading this poem for like 6 years, and I feel like it's time to retire it. Right, I've been performing it forever. It's called Slobber Knocker, and basically, when I was a younger kid, my brothers and I were latchkey kids. My parents would be working all the time, and we loved wrestling. So when my parents weren't home, we would literally beat the shit out of each other. And my dad would work these like 15-hour days. He would come home, have a beer, sit in a chair, this one chair that he loved, and I think you know what's gonna happen in that chair. So I'm gonna dedicate this to you guys tonight. It's called Slobber Knocker. Before we discovered the magic of pocket letters, punk rock music, or even tattooed women, my 2 younger brothers and I praised the wrestlers we saw on cable television. And each Friday after middle school, we paid our respects by emulating them. Andrew was always Mr. Snake, the sidewinding southpaw from the rocks of Nevada. Brandon, on the other hand, preferred to be the artist known as the Freaky Furnace, while I saw more of myself in the Luchador Elgato, the Victorious, as I stood shirtless, with a canary-colored book sock over my head like a burlap bag. There, before both parents came home from work, We defied the notion that wrestling was staged, with broken bed frames, leaning sofas, and bathroom sinks that collected the aftermath of bloody noses. Hell, even our pet Labrador retriever found himself sinking his teeth into our forearms. Then, one afternoon during the epic favorite son match, Mr. Snake fell victim to my dreaded ankle lace, and as I waited for him to submit, I sat in our father's prized upholstered armchair. It was an anniversary gift, powder blue with a nail-head trim and legs painted an espresso finish. It was the only piece of furniture in the house that wasn't obliterated. But when I turned my attention to the couch adjacent to me, the last thing I saw was the freaky furnace crashing down on us like a warhead. And once we managed to find our feet, our father's chair had collapsed into itself, legs, coil springs, and armrests all heaped together along the carpet floor. Nobody said anything for a while, until our father finally walked into the house and immediately paused at the scene, his reaction flushed on his face. "Who did it?" he demanded. "I want to know right now, who did it?" We each looked at each other, and in a desperate plea, my brothers and I had no choice but to tell the truth. It was the dog, we confessed, our tails dropping between our legs like smoking revolvers. Thank you.
Yeah.
This one's called Aubrey. My parents had just killed their bedroom lights when I decided to sit on the porch after supper, listening to Let It Be by The Replacements and sipping on Fat Tire in a broken beach chair. It was September, and all that was left in this shore town were locals and the subtle hints of autumn in the ocean air. That was when my little brother Andy walked out of the house and introduced me to Aubrey. He told me that he met her back when he was 6 years old. Andy snuck into her older sister's bedroom and saw Aubrey's reflection and posters of Ginger Spice and Belinda Carlisle, and palettes of eyeshadow and lipstick, and in the array of powder brushes and bags scattered like treasure along our sister's vanity. They continued to talk in high school. He wrote love poems for her during 8th period composition class, repeating the mantra, "Love has no identity." Then they moved to Astoria together after college. She told him to grow his hair past his ears and down his shoulders to drown out the sound of gossip that would be about him, to paint his fingernails blacker than the looks he would receive, to wear his thrift store dresses and stilettos better than any goddamn woman he would ever know. One day, Andy told me as we clinked our beers together, "I'm going to introduce her to Mom and Dad, but that's whenever she's ready." From my new book. This one's about my buddy who I lost to heroin, and he's still alive. Current. I'll always remember you, Devin, as that surfer guy from down the block who listened to Black Flag, Dead Kennedys, and Patti Smith records on high volume with all your apartment windows wide open, who smoked a pack of Marlboro Reds daily and rode a town and country thruster, who conquered waves in Costa Rica, Jeffreys Bay, and Tahiti before your injury, who told me one time after paddling out in a hurricane that you were too fast to get caught in any current. I'll always remember you that way, and I was a stranger 2 decades later, with track marks on your arms and skin the color of stormy weather, begging people for loose change on the curb in a Sunoco parking lot, in hopes of just one last ride, as the current slowly pulls, eventually carrying you back out to the streets.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. It's going to be in Trailer Park Quarterly. This one's called China Doll. Wild Horses was playing through the speaker of your cracked iPhone while we poured the last of your Tito's into go cups we stole from work, then showed me a picture of her. You were only 11, just a child and her horse, when things were a lot easier to hurdle, and told me that if you closed your eyes just right, there weren't any pills or powders, any breakups or invisible scars, any empty bottles or sad country songs. It was just you and her and any goddamn sunset you wanted to ride into, welcoming you both to ride off into. Sorry, guys. Messed that one up. This one's a love poem. This one's called Big Bird is a Goddamn Communist.
Oh!
Here we go, baby. I said it. Here we go. Big Bird is a goddamn communist, says the drunken fool at the other end of the bar, nursing the same beer he ordered a few hours ago. And I think about you suddenly, Whenever we're on the phone, the conversation's being hijacked by the topics of pedophile islands and cancerous windmills and deep state agendas and JFK coming back from the fucking grave to let freedom finally ring. There are times, though, when I can still hear you through all that noise, like an old song I haven't heard in ages, being chewed up by the static on the radio, that once changed my life, but now barely long enough to make out the words. It's only a matter of time I catch myself mumbling and watch the guy from earlier stagger out the door after throwing up the rest of his lunch on his t-shirt before the station finally changes and our love becomes just another conspiracy.
Hell yeah.
Now, like, 4 more, guys. This is a new one. It's going to be in something that I'm going to put out probably maybe at the end of the year. Let me pull it up. Sorry. I had this printed out and it disappeared. Okay, cool. This one's called Teenage Wasteland, and it was in Capgrass originally through Tohm Bakelas' Between Shadows Press. Here we go. 18 is just a few hours away, and with that you'll leave with only a high school education, a duffel bag full of clothes, a Greyhound schedule you've memorized for months, and pay saved from washing dishes and scrubbing away at shit stains in toilet bowls. Your mother will be too busy snorting oxy on the dinner table to notice. Your stepfather, too hungover to challenge the manliness to another fist fight. You raise the volume on your radio and hum along to the music playing, but not too loud, while you glance over your shoulder, then back out your bedroom window into the quiet, inviting night.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 3 more, guys. Thanks for having me. This is fucking awesome. This one is called Won't You Be My Neighbor. It's a new one. They resented us when we rented on their block, scoffed at my parents' occupations, made fun of our outdated cars, felt charitable after they purged old clothes from their closets that eventually became ours. Now I see their kids all grown up like me, at bars or on social media, working the same tired jobs, driving the same model cars, feeling the same familiar pain. But I know that if they ever asked for my help, I'd still give them their shirt off my back.
Yeah.
Got 2 more, guys. I'm not gonna leave it alone. The fucking beautiful thing about this show is, or just doing this, is that I bump into people that I've known on the internet, that I met in person, and it's just sort of like one big family. You know, the world might be melting and going to shit, but we got each other, and that's what fucking matters. And I just want to say thank you so much. This means the world to me. This one is called Where We Left Off. This is for you. Before I even touched the bar counter, I ran to an old buddy of mine and immediately picked up where we left off almost a decade ago. I ordered a pitcher as we reminisced about everything from traditional tattoos and old punk rock shows to keggers we kicked the hell out of every weekend, and 3 a.m. diner meals of black coffee refills and carbs drenched in syrup. We laughed into our glasses until they fogged, then drank the beer from getting warm. And when it's finally time to go, back to the relationships and the 9 to 5s, back to the array of bills and the uncertainties that waited for us outside the tavern doors, we left the conversation in mid-sentence so we could pick up the rest of it again the next time we got the lucky chance of bumping back into each other. That's all, guys. Thank you so much. This one's called Apartment Karaoke, and I want to dedicate this to all my tour mates because, yes, we've been on tour for almost a week now. It's been awesome, and thank you. They say the world is coming to an end sooner rather than later, and I'm sure they're right, but tonight is Apartment Karaoke. After another double at the restaurant, after another missed family gathering, after another order ticket stab for people more comfortable than any of us will ever get the chance to know, you let your hair splash along your shoulders while you sing to the company of insomniacs and dreamers, burnouts and believers, with Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody, as your voice carries through the cloudy living room like confetti in the wind, celebrating another night we all forgot about death for just a little while. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
That Won't You Be My Neighbor poem. I thought you were going to give an alternate title called Mr. Rogers' guy. We're already going after Big Bird, so we might as well. All right. Thank you for
Thank you,
being
man.
here. Means a lot that all you guys are here. All right, so with that, because I'm not good at this, I will just welcome up our next reader, and that is who recently had her first book come out through Tohm Bakelas' Between Shadows Press. Of the four of you, she's my favorite.
Yeah, that's about right.
Fighting words.
Well,
You're not the only one.
I was waiting for Beauty School Dropout when Charles was going to do that. And so, like, I've been waiting a long time. So I'm just going to welcome up Rebecca Weber. Let's everyone give a round of applause.
To be a birdcage locked from the inside, to not wash hair, to hold communion in a closet, to do drugs in public in the morning, to quiver, hunted under the dogwood, to both hold a dead child and be one, to not look to the hawk in the sky, to be ugly and drunk and out of place, to perform rituals of dark magic and manifestation and alchemy, to carve sigil into skin, to scare the church, to relapse, to dig hand over fist for the mercy found only under the cruelty, to make the conscious choice to live a life heartbroken, to know you're not worth it, to whistle in the dark, to crawl on belly into the low entrance of hell, to sing another to sleep while bloodshot, to be lost and to not even know it. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Rebecca. I'm working on that. It's fucking cold in here, right? Dog, it's fucking cold in here. I'm like trying to like focus, but also like my digits are turning purple. I don't really understand the concept of self-respect, and this poem's not about that. But I just thought everybody should know. I don't speed through yellow lights. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, it doesn't matter. I already know how that feels. Tonight, I'll get high in my basement instead of my bedroom, and I'll call it a vacation. I'll ask my boyfriend what he really thinks about me, and I won't even cry when he doesn't respond. In the grocery store, I repeat the glory be until my brain changes to static. I read the magazines at the checkout and pretend I know who the celebrities are. Sometimes I even do. Sometimes I float above the city and watch all the people I love sleep. I watch boys toss and turn and I smile for them. I watch girls with long hair dream of freedom and the days they were wanted. I pity them the same way they pitied me until they left. There are men who dance and women who sing, and I am neither of those things. Not even in the middle. Just existing under the boardwalk, listening for your steps as you walk over me again. Glory be to the loneliness, to the darkness, and the constant fear that as it was in the beginning, is now, and never shall be, a world without end. Amen. I was gonna be like, I used to live in Missouri, but I don't have to, I can already say that, like I used to live here. Like you guys all know that, I know everybody that's here. So you guys all know Nikki. I don't even have to go into that. This poem's about Nikki. And if you guys don't know Nikki, Nikki's a mess. That's all I have to say about it.
We know Nikki.
Yeah. Nikki tells me when she was my age, she could see colors, but not anymore. She's only 5 years older than me, and this is terrifying. Nikki is only 5 years older than me, but she's on so much meth on the front seat of the Cadillac, she's already turned blue. I can see it. Nikki says she likes to steal American flags and the baby Jesus. She likes to have fun. I like to have fun too, and this is terrifying. I myself have stolen freedom from men's front yards. I too have taken reconciliation at another's price. Nikki is only 5 years older than me, but she tells me how beautiful it is to be a mother, how beautiful I am, that there's no harm in liking older men, or younger men, or no men at all. I'm learning so much. Nikki is enjoying the drive. She's eating a salad. She's trying to grab my boyfriend's dick through his pants, but I don't say anything. You see, I'm damaged too, and this is terrifying. Nikki climbs into the back seat with me. She offers me air duster. I decline politely because I could not live with the color blindness. Just like me, Nikki is a force to be reckoned with. Even when we drop her off at her daddy's house and she's screaming from the curb, she's warm under the streetlight, yellow and smiling as we pull away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do super long. It's really good back here. Belle, you guys are really getting gentrified. You guys got a Dollar Tree, a Family Dollar. Like other places get gentrified, they get like craft breweries and like wine and cheese bars, and Chipotle's and shit. And you guys are like, damn, we got a Dollar Tree. I was like, what is that? That's not real. What convenience. I don't even have to go all the way to Owensville for that anymore. Totally off subject. Did anybody go to Catholic school? You got any Catholic school kids? Got a Catholic? Oh. Put your hand down.
Of course it's
You're
me.
going to hell. Put
Of
your hand
course
down.
it's me. You fucking knew it was me.
So I went to Catholic school, and at my Catholic school we would do this play every year, and the school thought it was a really big deal to choose one girl to play Mary, and they chose me. And I don't know if it was out of pity or what, and they were like, yes, and I was like, no. And they were like, but nobody's ever said no, and I was like, okay, well, here I am. So this poem's about that. And we have chosen you to be Mary, and I don't realize it then, but that's the moment I become a fortune teller, an oracle. I have predicted my own future. I will never be the virgin, the maiden. I will never be approached by angels and unafraid. Never be the mother of mothers. I will never step on the snake. No, thank you, I say, and the shock and horror on the nuns' faces cements my decision. You see, Mary never said no. Mary said yes. God asked the world of her, and she said amen. Mary's mouth knew how to form the alleluia. Mine could never make such a shape. When God asked me to be a woman, I said ask again later. Never yes, never amen. I'd like to do the lights. Hold the spotlight above the archangel as he ruins another girl's life. As he reminds the audience that no good news comes from men in the middle of the night. Mary scraped her knees, throwing herself on the ground for him, not me. I decide I'll scrape mine, kissing the pavement and sucking cock. I will do anything to make sure I am not God's type, that he doesn't choose me, that nobody chooses me. And just like that, I'm never chosen again. None of my prayers are answered. No men come with good news, ever. I stay a girl behind the spotlight and never grow into a woman in front of it. Just a snake. A warning of what happens when you begin a life with no.
Yeah!
This poem's called Things I Learned the Hard Way. It was actually the first poem I wrote when I left Missouri, so it kind of has a special place, I guess, in my heart. When you let your fingernails grow, dirt will find its way underneath them, and every place you call home will turn into a person. People are only good for leaving, so you must leave first. Words are confusing when you use too many. You'll never find the right ones anyway. There are moments when silence will be sufficient. Remember this. They'll hurt you, and then they'll tell everyone how hurt you are. They'll tell you the sun is shining, and then laugh at you when you admit you can't feel it. When you laugh with them, laugh the loudest. For your sake, or someone else's. Don't write it off as a fairy tale before you know the ending. Even the holiest of books ends with the reckoning. These are things I learned the hard way. I would do anything to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. I didn't go through all of this for nothing. Someday, you'll learn time soothes pain and then asks it to go. Someday you'll learn pain doesn't always say yes.
Yeah.
One more thing for you. This has been a wild, chaotic, it's just been a crazy week in general. Even before this, it's just been it's been a crazy couple of years, obviously, for everybody. But I'd like to dedicate this to the people I've been on tour with, and like all of you and everything. I wrote this last night in St. Louis, and it's just a little thing that I guess is going on. God bless the road. And friendship, and illness, and marijuana, and the gutter, and Bud Light, and God bless Greg Edmondson, please. Long after the art is gone. God bless the homecoming, the home leaving, bookstores that feel like home, bars that could be a place to sleep peacefully. How grateful I am to see you again. How grateful. God bless being something worth coming to see. The awareness, the kindness, the softness. May God please bless the space that remains when we leave. The reminder, the poetry. May whatever cruel God exists, bless the poetry. Thank you guys.
God bless Greg Edmondson indeed.
You get lots of
Okay, the next reader I'm gonna have come up, I would say like, you know, this is the first time that he and I've gotten to meet. He's published 4 books of mine, and small press publishers, they're just doing God's work because they're making no money and buying ridiculous hats like my friend Jason Reberg.
Adorable.
It's rough out there. It's rough out there. But so I just want to welcome up like the man who behind Between Shadows Press, my good friend, and this is just so awesome to have him here, and we'll have many more conversations ahead, man. And that's Tohm Bakelas. Tohm.
Thanks, everybody. It's good to be here. This entire set does indeed go to my tour mates here because you guys ever hear of St. Louis, Missouri? I had to look at it because we fucking burned it down last week. It no longer exists, and that is why we are here. We are contemplating burning this fucking city down. Mark on the map. Anyway, I'm a social worker by day, and I do this at night, I guess. This one's called Multi-Purpose Room. This guy I used to work with told me this other guy we worked with tried hanging himself with a bed sheet in the ER. It was in the same room I used to sleep in on lunch breaks and cold nights of snowed-in shifts and forced nights of double shifts. My old sleeping room turned into a suicide room. Afterwards, I wondered what they did with the bed sheet.
God damn.
You guys have some fucked up weather out here. And so do we. So we have that in common. June 28th, 2020. Hail crashed down from the heavens like a slit pillow spewing feathers in the turbulence of a ceiling fan. Christ, God shouted, what the fuck is going on in New Jersey? I pulled over and picked it off my windshield, watching it melt in my hand, grinning in hopeful silence that the world was dying, or that I was dying, or that something terrible and wonderful was happening. I'll be 33 this year. It's weird. Has anyone ever been 33? So I guess you were 32 at one point, right? That was a good year?
Very good.
I honestly think my 30s are better than any fucking decade I've lived. I don't remember much.
Will the next one. And the one after
It
that.
gets better.
And the one after that.
Oh, all right. All right, motherfucker. I believe you. 5 months and 3 days ago, I gave up balancing my checkbook. The bills, like the poems, come and go. Memories aren't what they used to be either. Retreating inward hasn't felt very good for a long time. There comes a point when the abstract holds no value and all meaning is lost. Perseverating on morning doves once served a purpose. Seek shade in the coming days. There's rain in the forecast, I can feel it. Kill the lights and find religion in a paper bag. Anybody been to,
Nope.
So I have some kids. I have some kids, and they're with my ex-wife right now, and that's awarded me the time to come on this journey, this mecca.
Me too, we should hang out.
I walked in on you in the bathroom. We hung out plenty, Frank.
I fucking love that guy.
This one's called Jesus Christ. Graveyard walk with my kids. There's no flowers in the cemetery. It's been years since the dead heard any songs. We trace letters on headstones that will someday belong to us.
Yeah, Tom.
I got a few more, if that's all right.
Bring it.
That's why they pay you the medium bucks.
After you're done, Tom, I need you to take a torch to Joplin, Missouri.
Torches up, Sherman.
Sherman. Man, you get me a little excited. This one's called The South Will Never Rise Again.
You should have checked your locale, pal.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Reber, my publisher, who approved this set. Behind Behind clouds, the sun appears like gray-orange smoke. It snowed last night, but you could never tell. Autumn leaves frozen beneath ice smile like lost lovers and recurring nightmares. Men die, but their poems live forever.
Yeah, Tom.
I got 2 more, and then Damien can take over after John speaks about Damien. But maybe I'm just gonna stand up here anyway.
You know
I'll
what?
give you a
South will
dollar.
never rise again, right? Jim Gaffigan said the South will never rise again because of biscuits and gravy. Everyone's too sluggish.
We're just too John Dorsey, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I already read that one. Anyway, this one's called Untitled Poem. Under a blanket of wet leaves, I set fire to the night. Crickets are silent as the highway sings sad songs. Sleep offers no relief. The night burns into morning. Clouds upon clouds upon clouds upon clouds block out the sun. A white sky with no breakthrough. I watch you step out of your car like I do every day. Today is different, yet somehow the same. Like a weird deja vu, but your hair is shorter when it was longer.
Yeah.
As John said, we've traveled many far lands from New Jersey to here, and it's really a pleasure to be here. So thank you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause for sitting through all this.
Is that what you said to Sean? We burn him down!
Don't give yourself anything.
Yeah.
I paid to be here.
I got nothing, man. I'm Tohm Bakelas, Rebecca and Cordred. We do have a book for sale or whatever, so thanks, guys. I hadn't given much thought about it. In the tree shade outside the exchange, cars pass by as poems swirl amongst June leaves in the spring breeze. Sometimes it is this way. New Jersey doesn't know much of anything else. Seasons change without escape, consistent diners with all-night menus. Autumn provides minimal reprieve while the sun claims everything else. Someday I will die here. Will any of this even matter? Thank you.
Yes. Get him, Tom. Get him.
All right. I'm gonna call up one more reader, and then we're gonna take a break so that I can put up an open mic list here and go to the bathroom. The next gentleman we're gonna have up here is the host of every reading in the state of New Jersey. He is the author of many books I do not own, and it's good to see him again. We've been friends for a long time, and I have to blame the long deceased Charles Joseph. And he is a new prophet of American literature, and I love him. Damien Rucci.
Yeah!
What is up, Belle, Missouri? It feels great to be back. So, topic of conversation. You ever left a group or you left an area, and there's a bunch of like rumors going on about you? They're circling. Maybe you did some stupid shit. Maybe you disappeared at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know? But you don't want to say nothing about it because the rumors are true. And worse, you don't know half the story. How you doing, Belle? The rumors are true, and I'm here to address the story. This is called, And Even If I Did, So What? I guess you have me figured out. I never shot the sheriff, but I sure as hell broke the toilet. I prowled empty streets for baggies of white trash divine. I breathed the Atlantic and I cursed the sky. I played Robin Hood so we could eat, and I'm not sorry I'd do it again. I've chased country sunsets without ever once thinking to look back towards home. I went searching for myself and I got lost. I've quit every job I've ever had. I've spit in the face of convention and paid the price of your own indignation. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. My shoes have worn down from running away. I swing for home runs every chance that I get. And I know one day I'm going to hit the ball. I've rolled my boulders up and down suburban hills and searched for honest men at twilight. I traded my teeth just to get off. Can you believe it? My tooth fairy is a tweaker with a heart of gold. I made best friends in fist fights and buried the myths I held sacred in unmarked graves in Indiana. I've been rich in fleeting moments and so poor I couldn't afford to pay mind to any of your concerns. I lost faith in myself and I found it, right where I left it, under all of my baggage. I walked into the belly of the beast and I came out with the motherfucker's head in my hands. What I'm really trying to say is I don't regret a thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really, it's been great to be back. I'm doing a bunch of shit out in New Jersey, but I still miss it out here. I have a job. I'm not trying to brag or nothing about it. It's like what you call a white collar job, you know? I'm an apprentice meat cutter at a shitty supermarket chain in New Jersey. But sometimes you find honor in these things. Honor in the working man's condition. Honor in anything. This is about that. This is called We're Cooking and We're Not Even Chefs. Enough of this and you cure the longing. Enough of this and you can find yourself building mountains out of piles of dust, building meaning from the endless despair. But with this, we are not broken. We are constellations of trauma and loss. We are cogs in a sinister corporate machine. We're doing just fine until the drugs are gone. But even swan songs have gentle melodies, so we laugh and sing and stumble over the words like it's not the only damn song we know. We live by the golden rules of the ones who came before us. What goes on in this room, it stays in this room. And you're not a junkie if you're wearing your work boots. And that the counter in the closet, it's not for eating, but for following lines to their own conclusions. Just like we're doing, following each balloon to heaven. In the blood on the floor, our reflections paint scarlet vignettes of better men who greet each morning clean and innocent, praying to their 12-step totems. That life was never meant for men like us. We were born to drink our pain from the work nights, to climb out of the gutter where we were born, to make the whole damn neighborhood proud, to greet each morning with our heads above our hauntings. The real truth is something that can't be spoken. The sins of our fathers are scarred on our souls. We built ourselves up from the ruins of other men's dreams. You can clean up your act, but your eyes will carry the burden. And ours hold the stories that only come out at night when the party is over and our work boots are off and the liquor outweighs our reservations. At twilight is when the dogs come out of the men. We can curse the heavens and tilt our hats to hell, and the silence that befalls us just says it all.
Yeah.
So, rumor has it I ran out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and when you do something like that, you have to write a poem about it. Alright? This is called Missouri, I Hope I Never See You Again. Missouri, I hope I never see you again. Or at least that part of you dirty and anxious outside of the gas station. I hope I never see your barefoot children running through my dreams, pockets full of roses and crystal. I followed them down the vacant barns, through the creeks, the country roads, and broken light bulbs, to my neighbor's kitchen table. I hope I never see the serpent of smoke that slithers from a tinfoil boat and finds its home into the chasm of where my soul once lived, but has gone on vacation, has packed up his suitcases and tore off for Raleigh Airport. I may never see him again. Hope I never see your red-lit, sinister streets, the shadows panhandling outside of the gas station, the damned rotting at the motel. From the rearview mirror, I watch my neighbor fight an invisible foe. By the time he calls for help, we are on an interstate highway, and the only way to look is ahead.
Yes. Yeah, that's the case, Danny.
This is about like weird shit and fun shit and Missouri shit. This is called Little Miss Melancholy and the Left-Hand Path. To get to the muse, you have to get over the moon. And nothing's ever easy, baby. We're not pretty enough to catch the light of any morning star. The only breeze that whispers behind our ears are the sinister callings of the machinery of our own undoing. And death is the only thing that bonds us together. that every late night has a painful haunted dawn, that every line of dopamine hides a tear-wet cheek, that every adventure will bring us back with no money, and every friend will wander away a stranger. And it's always just been that way, you know? We traded your mother's religion for mana and sin, found a new pantheon of gods and heroes haunting Midwestern streets, hitching rides through damnation. They too will die young, and we will turn them into martyrs, invoke their names and build legends from their bones. Maybe there is magic coursing through these veins, and the sigils along the floors are made of Dutch guts and silver, and we'll find Gnosis at 3 a.m, naked and pretty, as if we've never known the sun, and the death of this night will never come. We're less than angels and more than beasts, and I've never seen the gods, but I've heard them sing to me at night. But the light's piercing through the veil now, and we've both just run out of things to say. If God was real, he'd pick her off of the floor by now. If God was real, we'd probably still be here right now, making these bones dance and riding lightning. When you're born to die, love alone is not enough to save you.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
We'll do a few more. So, I don't always write those kind of poems. You know, somebody said to me, you only write poems about being drugs and poverty, and when you live the way I've lived, you can't really afford to write about anything else, you know? This is about that. This is called But When I Get Clean, Baby. The sun will bring us from sleep, a coffee pot on a countertop, and an apartment we can't recognize will steep black and bitter. And we will walk the rooms in our pajamas, sit on the couch, laugh at the memories we've forsaken, muse about old friends on foreign streets. The devil will have forgotten about us. Instead, angels will sing for us. The flowers in the front yard will bloom for us. The world will be ours. Another lost soul will pick up my habit. We'll wander Midwestern highways. We'll trade his words for 3 a.m. sutras. I'll pray for him the way the others have prayed for me. All the things we told ourselves at dawn and the squalor we built will come true, and our smiles will be made of pearls and sugar. And all the apartments we left behind will be christened again with good souls who will paint the walls and water the grass, will clean our blood off of the floorboards. When the sun tucks its head beneath its bed of clouds, we will blow kisses to the heavens, and I will hold you until tomorrow welcomes another day.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys. Pardon my voice. I blew my voice out, which is terrible.
Destroying St. Louis.
It was that. It was also screaming at a club in Seaside Heights the night before tour. You know, like, come on, babe.
Damien, I'm reading in Lawrence, Kansas.
The reading in Lawrence, Kansas was a banger. You know.
You scream more to Barb.
Bury me in the motherfucking gutter. Inside joke. Sorry. This is my last poem. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. It's so great to see all your beautiful faces. We have some chapbooks for sale. Or if not, we're staying on one of your couches. And we don't know for how long.
Love seats.
We're moving on to the love seat.
Yay.
Bro. All right, this is called Y'all Were Just the Pregame. Some say life is like a river, and we're floating from the womb to our caskets, and you always try to hold on, but we all drift away from each other. So it's best to sit on your hands and watch the world just pass you by. Watch the breeze greet grasses you'll never step on. Watch the gulls dance in cryptic seafoam winds. And some say life is like a race car, and nirvana can only be found with the wind on your face, with a stampede beneath your sternum, gulps of breath are milestones to completion. Any second without the thunder of release is too long, that the devil will get his due once we get ours. But some say life is what you make it, that men should build monuments out of their bones, to stack boulders on their shoulders until they break the heavens, another obelisk smited from our own limitations. And we all fall short, and we all just die a little more alone. I want the last taste on my tongue to be the bitter lightning of adrenaline, to have the hair on my arms marching to the drums of my screaming heart, to feel the wind beat these hollow bones like it was the chorus of cherub angels. You'll know that y'all were just the pregame, that life ends 1 second at a time, and any second that takes me, just know I fucking deserved it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, bro.
Great.
Thank you guys for being here, really.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I love these guys. Yeah. they're okay.
All right, we're all right.
Okay, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. That'll give you 10 minutes to run Damien and Rucci out of town.
Oh,
I'm
So I
starting to
know
run.
all of you
We're out of
maybe need to
rails.
do that. I'll give you like a 30-second
Yeah,
head
pitch
start.
for it. Where's the
Head
pitch for
start.
it?
Hey, we can find some of those here. You know we can. All right. All right. Thank you guys. We're gonna take 10 minutes. But if you have a few dollars, buy some books from these guys so that Damien can get the hell out of here. You will benefit from it as well. Thank you so much. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yes.
on this list, I'm not going to call you up, so come inside.
I'm not gonna say it again. Class.
Don't make me get the hose.
Class.
That's it. All right, because those guys are out there, I'm going to switch this order up. All right. We're going to get going here. And hopefully we don't take too long, because I know you guys want to go eat hamburgers at the pool hall. So, all right. The first person I'm going to call up, I'm trying to see who's actually in the room here. Well, just because we've gotten to know each other recently, and I really enjoy this company, I'm going to call up Ken Gerke.
Woohoo. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I worked outside until I was 55. Or 53, I retired when I was 53. I worked outside. And so, some people call me Snake because I have a t-shirt on until it's like 45 degrees. I'm cold in here. And but it's, it's that long being out of work, so.
Well, and it's just cold in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just cold. Yeah.
Like I was telling someone, I've been in here since around noon, and it was way warmer.
Yeah? I've got this collection of poems that I've been working on for a while. I should do something with it. It's about loss and recovery. So some of the poems in there are about my divorce, my parents, losing my parents, but getting over all that. Believe it or not, I had to come to Missouri to do that. I'm from Western New York, and I actually had to come to Missouri to do that. So I came here to be with someone. But anyway, yeah. So some of these are downers, but the whole the collection kind of redeems itself at the end. Unwound, hope, a lie lost in fragments, scattered like bits of a broken shell. Misery, a watch left unwound, merely witnessing time. Defeat, grief anticipated, fulfilled by default. Overturned, untended, a boat left to the elements will not hold a net. Fish another day. Thank you. I did a lot of scuba diving in the 80s and 90s, so I worked that into this one. Decompression. Horizon drained of life, water just as dull. Boat rising, falling on white-capped accents. Hand firm on mask of concession, falling back into grayness. Descending on a line leading to remnants of a life consumed. Light, slicing layers of darkness, bearing bones of wasted wreckage. Surveying remains bearing the weight of experience in monotones. Writing words in silt does nothing to alter history. Turn to return. Minimal light expands on ascent. Past left behind. In a world not so gray, surface sheen, a welcoming sight. And I did a lot of wreck diving too. Guys, and we would go and set up a charter and go to Michigan, and we would dive deep wrecks. And as it turned out, we had 3 Kens on the trip, so we were writing in the silt on the wooden wrecks: Ken squared, and Ken cubed. Long term short. Hidden in the pocket of my mother's dreams, surrounded by the accumulated lint of a faded lifetime, are dusty memories, sharper than this morning's breakfast. When her eyes close, one final time, will her last vision be of those gathered around, or of those who've peopled her dreams? Thank you. And the next couple are kind of getting over that. Winter Garden, Spring's Promise. Fractals on a winter pane map the choices I face. The surreal landscape of emotions silently sculpted in a long night of loss, barely discernible in its blanket of grief. Memory, the breeze that wends its way through my soul, carries soft echoes of the pain. The changes wrought by winter welcome new growth. Fractals shift, offer a glimpse of a garden waiting for spring. Its colorful promise, mine to keep, joyful, like the seasons I knew before that long winter. Thank you. And there's two more that I've got here. And I interspersed it with, I've got quite a few dreams about, or poems about dreams in there too, and I've actually decided I had too many of them, so I kind of collected them into this one poem, or most of them. Visions of slumber. Thoughts ripple through me. The wave of the past day washing over me. This place knows me well. Troubles scatter at its 300 thread count caress. Dreams fold onto each other, struggle to take hold. Fantasies caress me, illusion woven with the familiar. Immersion in each moment an eternity, until I surface to breathe. Individual details become indiscernible, lost within a ringing ear, the hum of the furnace. One eye opens, almost expecting to glimpse what's already faded away. Change, bordering on sanity, trips my synapses as thoughts shudder. The light of my clock, stark in the darkness swallowing it, chews on the confines enveloping me. I rise to the cold floor of reality. And this last one is about finding something. Tsunami. Stagnant emotions divested, detritus left by a receding tide. Complacence abandoned, no longer rudderless. Alternative considered, landlocked, not an option. Contact desired, a remedy for the loneliness of being adrift. Connection made in the warm embrace of a welcoming harbor. No destruction here, but the ensuing tsunami engulfs my senses.
Alright, the next person I'm going to bring up, I've never heard before, we've never met before, and so I'm just curious, and that's Cody Taylor.
I don't have much to say. Be quick. I'm definitely gonna fuck this up.
I like that. Quick but still painless, or painful.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's quite possible. Okay, so this is called Outfit Back Room. It's published in Paper and Ink Zine. Something everybody should check out. I had to retreat, needed to get outside myself. Had to escape my head's echo chamber. I felt lost and scared, and there was too much noise. The reverberation of a voice that was filled with anxiety. I needed to silence that voice, calm him down. The back room, my office. The desk Uncle Oris built in 1940 or something. And I sit in my straight back chair, and I pull out my notebook, and I scribble this thought down. The little man who lives inside my head, he's quiet now. He made my escape into my diary, pen and paper. I can relax. That's it. I have a couple, what I'm going to call Adderall thoughts.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Late night, a little too tweaked out on Adderall, too much caffeine. This is what came out. I've got bugs. There goes a roach. Why can't we be friends? Should I be worried? Am I being invaded? I've got bug spray. Round bug crawls up, a pulp page, squish. That's one thought. This is the last. I'm almost done. I won't bore you guys. If I can get this downloaded, and if I.
I'm not
Well, I should be. Okay. This was published in More Shit from an Old Notebook by 2 Key Customs. So, Summertime Sadness, the leprous light of life. I'm too old for this shit. Poetic paranoia, hypomanic hypergraphia, the midnight disease. I've got locomotive breath. I'm out of toothpaste. I'm all out of money. I apologize a trillion times.
Yeah.
Before I call anyone else up here, I should do a little promotion for the store, which is our next feature reading here will be, I should know this, May 14th. And it will be Mac Thorne, who is right there wearing that red hat.
Yeah.
And Dan
I'm wearing a
Wright.
red hat.
And they'll be here May 14th, which is a Saturday at 6 p.m. Normally, all of our readings are on a Saturday, but Damien is special. So,
Yes, he is.
And so
He gets to ride the bus.
I wanted to do this earlier, but starting in May, at the end of May, or every 4th Sunday, I'm going to start hosting just a straight open mic with no featured readers here, so that you can count on that day every month, and then I can have the features anytime I feel like it. So, but you at least have one date during the month that you can count on. But May 14th, come see that gentleman. He needs a new hat.
I have a hole in it. There's a hole in my hat. I need a new hat.
Come on over, I'll give you a hat.
Here you go. Okay. So with that, I'm looking to see who's here in the room. I'm gonna welcome up Belle's new poet laureate, Miss Caitlin Jones.
Yeah.
John. So I'm just going to read a really quick one from my book. You guys have seen it before. This is Deep Rest, published in August with Happy Duck Publishing, also known as Some Guy in the newspaper. So FYI, that's Some Guy. Okay. This one's called Ripples. I had a conversation with a friend today. Like a pebble cast into a pond, it caused ripples. Those ripples caused waves, universal's tide shifted, their own tsunami of positivity. A tsunami that crashed with such force, it redirected a lifeline to a different future. Words infinitely powerful caused ripples today. As unbeknownst to me, he lowered the gun.
Damn.
Okay, and the second one I'm going to read, I wanted to write a piece like this for a while. I was inspired by the work that John writes about people. And it's been running around in my head for a long time, and I thought tonight might be a really good time to put it down since it's for Damien Rucci. And the poem is called For Damien Rucci. He busted through the door at the local bookstore and shouted his poetry into my soul. Words expounding the plight of the working man, the miscreants of society, showing that maybe it wasn't a better way of living, but at least it was more life than I had ever lived. I stood before a crowd of strangers, soon to turn family, and quivered with nerves, stuttering through my first reading. Afterwards, he came forth like an oracle proclaiming the future. Keep it up. You really got something here. His words were a flamethrower to my creative spark. He was the linguistic devil on my shoulder, egging me on. His name forever synonymous with my poetic journey. So Damien Rucci, to you, I have but two things to say to you for everything you've opened my eyes to. Thank you, and fuck you.
That's right. Fuck you very much, Damien. All right. Let's see here. Well, since I've already told you about how much he needs a new hat, I'm going to welcome up Mac Thorne in hopes that you will pass a hat so that he can get another one.
Yeah. I need a new hat, in case you haven't fucking heard.
That's right. Look at that thing, man. It's threadbare.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't even, you know what, man? I don't even know. I need a new hat, my bald ass head. So being out here has like really reminded me of like places I've come up in, and it's one of the places I've lived in is on the east side of St. Louis. There's a lot of warehouses out there, and also not a lot of opportunities. And this is called one-armed forklift driver. And this is also in the Great American Pyramid Scheme, which is a New Profits thing, which shout out to OAC for putting this through and all that kind of stuff like that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mark. If you're from around here, you may find it hard to spell by sounding out the words. Or run from the green vines that entangle the red brick like a mighty python. Around here, giving up is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. A town filled with amputated dreams, an arm given for every classroom daydream, strong enough to grow wings and fly high above the steel mill smokestacks. Go look in the warehouses in Pontoon, and you'll see all the one-armed forklift drivers driving in circles because they've all forgotten how to turn around. I've also written a lot about being out here, and one of them, this is called A Noble Last Stand. And this is just, you know, coming home for pageants. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, it's January, and I come home from the pool hall after sharing a few beers with a spiderweb hand tattoo. As I begin to jingle keys under a single street light, I hear behind me, but not far away, nor close enough to see, a pack of coyotes cackling and hollering like a rebel yell before a bayonet charge. And the growling cries of a dog, surrounded and outnumbered, defending his homestead from the hungry winter invaders. From what I could hear, the dog fought valiantly and with honor in his final moments, like the unnamed Viking at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. Oh, yeah, not over yet. Although the night is dark and the ground is cold, one day I hope to meet you in Valhalla and shake your paw, my furry champion.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Where we got the title from of this little book right here. Shit. Oh yeah, so this is the Great American Pyramid Scheme, which is how we got the title here. Hacking butts and burning trailheads from Canaan to Colorado with Doc Martin Creek stompers on a horse named Buddy. I think I just need to wet my whistle. That's probably what I need to do. I listen close to the songs of eagles as they beckon for spring's return and the righteous wrath of an honorable man. Chambered shotgun shells give chase as I run from social casts on a four-wheeler down an 8-lane superhighway towards the big lotto check in the sky. Atom bombs and polio just don't bother soccer moms no more, but you can sure as shit find one in a hospital gown coughing up a lung because of what she read on the internet. Can't say who's a bigger sucker though, because we all got scammed into believing that there are rules in this game we all play.
Oh yeah.
This one's a different one, but every time I go to Kansas, man, I really want to write a lot about Kansas. And
Easy.
you know, it was just last time I was in Kansas, it was like, you know, kind of going out for this writer thing, trying to go all in out, you know, and it's the first time I ever did it like that. But this is called Maybe This Just Ain't For Me. Smiles eclipsed by runaway mascara, freshwater springs born from the divine iris swell and grow, and the pillars of Greece bow at your spiked heels. But maybe this just ain't for me. Alleyway rivers dispose of standby saints, limbs made from cut steel demand life from flesh. Your promises left out overnight, forgotten until the flies make claim. Come on, cowboy, take the poison. If it's the divine you seek, take the drink. But I never said I wanted to die in Southeast Kansas. Thank you guys for coming out. It's like a big deal.
And let me be a capitalist for you, sir. Like, you have that book on you. Who all is in that collection?
Will Latham, Tim Tarkelly, Jason Ryberg, and myself.
And if you buy that book today, you can get at least 3 of those gentlemen to sign it for you, I'm sure.
Maybe.
So, maybe. if they're feeling nice. All right. Well, the next person I'm gonna call up here is my very, very good friend, and as so many people here, but I'm just really touched that you made the trip today on Wednesday, and Victor Clevenger, come on up here, Victor.
Yeah.
Victor recently released a new book, 47 poems. I don't know if he has more of those on him. We had a reading for that in Cleveland, and it was fucking awesome.
It was. I do have copies, so holler at me, but I'm actually gonna break out the OG New Prophets.
Hell yeah.
We're all in the same room. I'm gonna read some shit out of this.
Hell yeah.
Had I thought about it, I have a few of those in my house.
Yeah, I didn't bring any with me, but
Sure.
there's a run of poems that's in this that I really like. And so, I'm not going to talk much about them, but it's this run of poems I've read in here before, but there's some new people, and it's really, you just don't fucking know somebody. You think you know somebody, but you do not know somebody. And this run of poems is simply titled Jay. Jay. On a Friday, just before lunch, you were arrested by the state police for child pornography and more. I wonder if they were gentle with you, or if they threatened you with harm if you ever told a soul about what they were getting ready to do to you. The things that change a person forever. J number 2. After one night in jail, you called Michelle and asked her to send you money. But she told you no and to never call again. And I love her for being strong. You swore to her that your daughter wasn't a victim of your actions. God damn, Jay. Do you realize how stupid you sound? Desperate words rushing out of your mouth like water through the hole in the bottom of a boat that you have packed your future onto. J number 3. You went from working in a prison with us every day to living in one. Walking that razor's edge and paying rent with your sins. J number 4. Making excuses as to what led you down that dark path to where 12-year-old girls became your thing. You blame your mental health for the reason young girls argue with their friends that monsters are real. And J number 5. Sometimes, Jay, there are no more secrets to hide. Some men are nothing more than wet bones waiting for the day to be dropped into a hole. And I hope that your beautiful daughter grows up with a different last name.
Yeah.
This next gentleman, I have no clue what he's going to do. Excited. And, I haven't seen him in a while, and so I can safely walk through the grocery store in Belle. And that's Mike Ford. It's good to see you, man.
That's the nicest thing I've heard in a long time, John. I appreciate it. First off, I want to thank everybody. You guys came up here. There's poets. You came up here and poured your fucking hearts out from your soul. And I'm just here to talk shit. So, first off, how many people have seen the movie Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Come here. Come here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are we doing?
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What am I?
Danny DeVito. Okay, so it's been a long time. The last time I was on stage, I fucking bombed. I bombed. Right, I think it was at your shop. You bombed. I bombed right at your fucking shop.
So you don't even have to do very well tonight. You just prove that
Yeah,
bar.
and then you get personal.
3 ex-wives will agree.
There you go.
But no, I got a little, I want to give props to the guy. He works at the meat department. He handles more meat in 8 hours than I did my whole fucking life. I'm just saying. So, second of all, I want to give props to, the people that brought me here, Damien, my brother right there. That's my brother Dan. My mom, who can catch? Who can catch? Can you catch?
Sure.
That's my mom.
Okay.
She's here. We're hanging out. Like, we have a good time, man.
It's a good thing you can catch.
I mean, even if you guys, I got more.
It's good to spread it around.
That's what she said.
Was your mom a large woman?
Not really. Smaller than me.
All right.
Smaller than me. But really,
She's back to her birth weight right now.
I come out here. I've never been on stage. I've never been up in front. And then Damien tells me, dude, fucking do it. Fucking do it. Just get up there, start talking shit. And that's why he put me last, because, well, you guys poured your fucking hearts out. Poured your hearts out. Just absolutely anything you could do. Anything you could do to be here. To be with us. To just be talking shit. What's from your soul, what's from your heart, what's from your fucking balls, Earlier I saw some guy standing right here taking pictures. I think it was fucking Tohm, actually. It was Tohm. I saw you too. Don't lie. Don't lie. So, earlier today, I'm at Casey's. I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, how weird is it to not lock the bathroom door when you're in a public place? Because then when somebody else walks in, and they're like, oh, and like, it's awkward for you. You know how many times I've been on probation? A bunch. There's been a bunch of random guys who watch me feel like, sorry. I've only known him 6 hours. He always saw me peeing in the fucking bathroom. Fucking guys. Jesus. But it's amazing. All of you guys. Everybody. I sat right there, and you guys were up here pouring your hearts out. I fucking just was kind of talking shit. Not because I'm trying to be a dick, just because I'm letting you know I'm here. We're here, we're listening, man. All of us are listening. Some of us drink too much and respond when we shouldn't. And that's exactly why everybody fucking knows who I am. It's not because I'm an asshole. It's absolutely because I'm an asshole. I'm a dick. I say what I shouldn't say when I shouldn't say it. 3 ex-wives will agree. Again. And a crazy ex-girlfriend.
9 out of 10 dentists, 3 ex-wives.
You know? 9 out of 10 dentists. What's that one dentist say when you put that shit in your mouth and scrub it around? You probably don't want to know either.
Only one way to find out.
You know, I already found out. I pulled my own tooth like a week ago. I'm not even gonna lie. I walked out in the living room. She was sitting there. I was like, my fucking tooth. Where'd that come from? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey man, I've got some business for you here.
I mean,
$50, you pull it out.
I mean, I'm also an ordained minister. I'll pull your teeth. I'll do your wedding. I'm probably cheaper than that other fucking guy. It's not gonna be a special, but it's gonna happen. I'm just fucking saying. You know, you get her drunk, she signs that paper, it's fucking legal. Too late? Too fucking late. So like, I don't know if you guys know, I work at Motomart in Owensville, and the hardest part of my job is just shutting the fuck up when people come in. Like they come in and they're fighting on their own fucking shoulder, like $78 for fucking snack cakes, $3 in gas. You ain't even gonna start your fucking car for $3 right now. I could just like, I don't know, I guess snort the fucking gag that's in your pocket and run there. I'll fucking get there before I fucking finish pumping gas and shit. Like, what the fuck, man? But I wanna thank everybody, all of you, especially this fucking guy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this guy, I would have never got up here. Because he showed me that it don't matter what you dream. Nobody gives a shit. Just get up there and say it. No one fucking cares. They don't like you anyways. Facts, brother. Facts. Well, thank you.
Hey man, if it wasn't for that guy, you'd be bare-chested right now.
Now, first off, you see the shirt? Enough with the fanboy shit. Enough with the fanboy shit. Hold on.
Here we go.
If I ever in my life get a Netflix special. This is the fucking title. Smoke meth, beat horse, hail Satan. I've done 2 of those things in my life. It's up to you to decide. Thank you guys. I fucking love you. Who's got my mom? Who's got my mom? Okay.
Hey man,
Woo! I about lost her again. Shit.
I thought you had another Damien shirt under the first one.
Fucking awesome. I am working on a shirt. Hold up. I am working on a shirt. My current thing is to go around. Shit, wrong shirt. With people that kind of like fat old people, and I'll walk up and I'll go, hey, and I'll take a picture, and I'm gonna put a bunch of different pictures, and if you could pick the right Damien, I'll give you $5. Yeah. I don't have $5 right now, so hold on.
Fat bald person here tonight.
Yes. I need pictures. All right. Thank you guys. Mike 4. Yeah.
All right. I thought about embarrassing Jason Reberg and making him read. I'm not going to do it. We're friends.
You just said fat bald guy too.
No, it wasn't about you.
I feel like we should take a picture together.
But so we're gonna finish out this open mic tonight with Belle's recent former poet laureate. And that's John Clayton. John.
Thanks for coming. Good to be here. I've done this piece several times. The first time I ever did it was in a poetry workshop with Damien and Nettie Zan Powers, who used to be Jeanette Powers. It's called The Box. It's kind of a, yeah. I had to put you in a box so that I'm the only one who has a key. I had to put you in a box so that I am the only one who can see. It was necessary, you know, or I had to come back to the world and into society go. No one could see the pain and anguish that in my heart swirled. Your fate was found near Manyang Pass in Tukor by a single mortar round. They took your life, Jack, and never knew they even made a score. That box is in my heart, where only I can see. When I'm alone, I put it in the lock, and then I turn the key. And out you come with the other memories. We can visit and talk and shoot the breeze, and then it's time to go. We have to keep it secret, Jack. No one else must know. That little trick keeps me safe from what we did so many years ago. That stuff would make my family afraid, you know. Jack, it's time to get back in the box. What? What do you mean you're not ready to go? Damn it, Jack, get back in the box. You know I have to go. I didn't tell you who Jack was then, I'm still not going to. This piece is called, at least what I call it, is What's It Like? And everybody wants to know what somebody else did is like. Some things are personal. They're just not describable by the spoken word. If you really want to know what they're like, you just have to do it. There ain't no shortcut to it. What's it like to have a baby? What's it like to ask for their hand in marriage and get a maybe? What's it like to have pain in a missing foot? What's it like to lose all your loot? What's it like to think you're about to die? What's it like to shoot someone and watch them die? What's it like to have your mother die? What's it like to realize your sweetheart has told you a lie? What's it like to have PTSD? You never know what the next time will be. You just have to wait and wait and wait and see. No one else's words can set you free. What's combat like, they want to know? Well, just put your fear in a box and let it go. I don't have time to let it show. If I don't die, maybe I will grow. The Bible says you should expect to reap what you sow. We poets do our best to take you where we go. We write the words and try, but we still don't know what it's like to die. I'm going to read you one more. This one is called The Important Part. Our bodies take up physical space. They're tangible. They have weight and mass. We know that eventually our bodies become a part of the earth from whence we came. I know there are other things that are a part of us too. The most important part, that smile, the twinkle in your eye, that look of disgust on your face, the sound of your laughter, the pain of your sobs, the warmth of your breath, the sensation of your skin against mine, the taste of your tears, the songs that you sang, the poems that you wrote, the love that you felt. All those things are real. What happens to them when we die? Do they just float around in the ether forever? Do they continue to exist only on the brains of those who knew you? Is that rainbow just droplets of water bending spectrums of light? Or is it really your smile? Is the light dancing on a clear Ozark stream just reflections, or is it the twinkle in your eyes? Is the song of the wren hers, or is it really yours? I don't know the answer to these questions. I do know this: write it down. Damn it, write it down. If you don't write it down, that smile on your face, the twinkle in your eye, that raised eyebrow, that knowing look that passes between lovers, they may continue to exist somewhere, but no one will ever know if you don't write it down. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody that came out tonight. I want to thank Mark for letting us use this space. I want to thank the Friends of Belle Library. And I just want to say, I look forward to seeing you guys every time I do this. And so May 14th, 6 o'clock, that's a Saturday. Mac Thorne, Dan Wright from St. Louis. Be here for those guys. And then starting in May, come on the 4th Sunday at 4 o'clock, and I will be here. And if I'm by myself, I'll read to the ceiling. But all right, but it's been wonderful to see you guys, wonderful to have you here. We're gonna go get something to eat, and you guys will probably get drunk. I'll probably just eat some candy. But I will, I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you, I love you, we're done. We love you, John.